And then moving along in our chronological of the draft, we get to round 2, pick 61. Ennis Rakestraw is how you pronounce it. I believe I tried to make sure I got these guys' names right. Pulling this back up here, we can see who went around him. This was another one of those picks where I don't know about you guys, but there wasn't a ton of guys outside of him like that went after him that I was clamoring for. So again, I know you're doubling up on cornerback, but if he was the highest guy on their board, then I was cool with doubling up at that position. I'm curious your guys' thoughts, though, on the double up, because it's controversial to a lot of people.
I think I like it even more, just doubling up from that position. Our secondary got thin last year, and now you're looking at, like, all right, who's going to cover who? But, like, hey, we have a position of need. You might as well double dip in this, and let's protect our asses later on. And now you have 2 young kids that now transition is going to be a little bit easier if you move off some of these veteran contracts. We're not playing the what if, like, okay, when he gets back, or what if, or maybe when. Now you're just, all right, okay, if they're not ready, we have 2 young kids, they're like, let's see what they got.
We were one of the best rush defenses in the league and one of the worst pass defenses in the league. Taking 2 corners right away doesn't seem like a bad idea.
Yeah, we gave up the most pass yards per catch in the NFL, or second most. It was us and the Bengals.
It was like the main reason we didn't get to the next level was because our pass defense was so bad, especially at the back half of the end, like the end of the year. Bad. It was just terrible.
Yeah.
Like every playoff game we watched, we just got shredded, and we still somehow won 2 of those games. So
don't break.
I have 0 issues with taking 2 corners.
And I believe not a lot of, but on the 2 big boards that I care about the most, Daniel Jeremiah's prospects and then the beast Dane Brugler, they had him top 50 for sure. I think in the 30s, I think Daniel Jeremiah did. So you take that at pick 61, no complaints with it. From watching his highlights, obviously not as impressive to me as Arnold off the rip. I will say this, first note I wrote, there's a little bit of CJGJ to this kid in terms of like flapping his gums and just being physical, which can be good and bad, as we saw with Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. One thing about Ennis is he goes all out. Like a lot of times I think you watch defensive backs and you think, oh, if they would have just dove for the football or dove to break up that pass, they would have got it. He does do that. He did it like 5 different times on his highlight tape alone, where he just like lays out to try to block it. This is more of a fun one for the uniforms. I don't think we give Missouri enough credit for their uniform game.
Great uniforms.
On his tape, they have this all white look where they have tigers in cursive on the helmet, and it is fantastic. It might be like a top 15 uniform in college football. It's so sharp. So Missouri needs respect on their uniforms because it pops. And then my last take was that he's not afraid to hit. Similar to Terran Arnold. I'll say this right now, though. Rakestraw, the negatives, that he needs to work on, his form tackling is not really existent. He just lowers his shoulder at people, and it works in his highlight tape. And then he definitely, going back to the CJGJ part, definitely the kid early on in his career that you can see him getting some 15-yarders, whether that be pass interference as a spot foul or, unnecessary roughness. Like, he's going to be that guy, I think, that we're just going to have to live with the good and then the frustrating part of his game. So
he's a big-time recruit that turned down Nick Saban to, quote, bet on himself and make a program better.
Hell yeah.
Well, he certainly doesn't lack confidence.
No, he doesn't.
I did not.
Which is important for a corner.
Yeah, I did not know that until this weekend. I saw that clip of Eli Drinkowitz going crazy when he committed to them, was going around, and someone's like, this is when Rakestraw chose Missouri over Alabama. Like, their whole coaching staff went nuts in their room for him. So I was like,
there's also a lot of rumors that Missouri pays just atrocious amounts of money to players.
So Ennis is rich
under the table.
All right, hell yeah,
all good.
Illegal now.
Yeah. Reggie Bush got the Heisman, baby. We're back.
Reggie Bush didn't get the Heisman back. It was awesome.
It's a big day in sports that day.